Do you know the answer? Which country's flag features a dragon? Which famous city lies on 2 continents? And how many countries share the island of Borneo? Those are just the beginning. Ahead are 50 geography questions covering flags, capitals, borders, islands, landmarks, and more. Keep track of your correct answers. 35 or more will earn you the title of geography expert. And don't leave after question 50 because a surprise bonus will be waiting. Ready to travel the world without leaving your seat? Let's begin. Question 1. Which country has a dragon on its national flag? Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, or Mongolia? The answer is Bhutan, a fitting symbol for a country known as the land of the thunder dragon. Question 2. Which city sits on both sides of the Bosphorus Strait? Athens, Cairo, Istanbul, or Beirut? It's Istanbul. 1 city, 2 continents, Europe and Asia. Question 3. The island of Borneo is divided among how many countries? 2, 3, 4, or 5? The answer is 3. Borneo is shared by Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. Question 4. Victoria Falls lies on the border of which 2 countries? Zambia and Zimbabwe, Kenya and Tanzania, Uganda and Rwanda, or Angola and Namibia? The answer is Zambia and Zimbabwe. Its local name means the smoke that thunders. Question 5. Which capital city stretches across 14 islands? Stockholm, Copenhagen, Oslo, or Helsinki? It's Stockholm. No wonder bridges and boats are such an important part of the city. Question 6. Now test your geographical logic. Which continent is crossed by the equator and both tropics? Africa, Asia, South America, or Australia? The answer is Africa. It is the only continent crossed by all 3 lines. Question 7. In which country would you find Transylvania? Bulgaria, Hungary, Serbia, or Romania? It's Romania. The region is famous for medieval towns, mountain scenery, and of course, Dracula legends. Question 8. What is the largest tropical rainforest in the world? The Congo rainforest, the Daintree rainforest, the Amazon rainforest, or the Sundaland rainforest? The answer is the Amazon rainforest. It stretches across several South American countries, not just Brazil. Question 9. Here's an easier point. Or is it? What is the capital of Portugal? Madrid, Rome, Lisbon, or Athens? The answer is Lisbon. Did you add another point to your score? Question 10. What is the largest landlocked country in the world? Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Bolivia, or Chad? It's Kazakhstan. The Caspian Sea coastline doesn't count. It has no connection to the world's oceans. 10 questions down. How are you doing? 8 or more correct means you're off to an excellent start. Question 11. Which ocean lies between Africa and Australia? The Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Southern Ocean, or the Indian Ocean? The answer is the Indian Ocean. An easy point after that landlocked country challenge. Question 12. Which river flows through Budapest? The Rhine, the Seine, the Elbe, or the Danube? It's the Danube. The river divides the city into its historic Buda and Pest sides. Question 13. What is the largest island in the Caribbean? Jamaica, Cuba, Puerto Rico, or Hispaniola? The answer is Cuba. Were you tempted to choose Hispaniola? Question 14. In which country would you find Göranger Fjord? Norway, Sweden, Iceland, or Finland? It's Norway. This spectacular fjord is surrounded by steep cliffs and famous waterfalls. Question 15. Denali, the highest mountain in North America, is located in which U.S. state? Colorado, Montana, Washington, or Alaska? The answer is Alaska. Its summit rises more than 6,000 meters above sea level. Question 16. Now for one of the driest places on Earth. The Atacama Desert is located mainly in which country? Peru, Argentina, Chile, or Bolivia? The answer is Chile. Some parts of the Atacama can go years without measurable rain. Question 17. Which South American capital lies closest to the equator? Quito, Bogotá, Lima, or Caracas? It's Quito. The equator passes only about 25 kilometers north of the city center. Question 18. Which African country has coastlines on both the Atlantic and Indian Oceans? Namibia, Mozambique, South Africa, or Angola? The answer is South Africa. The two oceans officially meet at Cape Agulhas. Question 19. Which country occupies most of the Arabian Peninsula? Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Oman, or the United Arab Emirates? It's Saudi Arabia. The country covers roughly 4/5 of the peninsula. Question 20. What is Africa's largest lake by surface area? Lake Malawi, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Chad, or Lake Victoria? The answer is Lake Victoria. It is so large that 3 countries share its shoreline. 20 questions complete. What's your score? 16 or more correct? You clearly know your way around the world. 30 questions are still ahead, so let's keep going. Question 21. Which country is almost surrounded by Senegal? Liberia, Guinea-Bissau, the Gambia, or Sierra Leone? The answer is the Gambia. This narrow country follows the Gambia River deep into Senegal. Question 22. Kaliningrad Oblast is geographically separated from the rest of which country? Poland, Russia, Lithuania, or Belarus? It's Russia. Kaliningrad lies between Poland and Lithuania, with no land connection to the rest of Russia. Question 23. Portugal shares its only land border with which country? France, Italy, Andorra, or Spain? The answer is Spain. Portugal's other borders all meet the Atlantic Ocean. Question 24. Mount Etna is located on which Italian island? Sardinia, Sicily, Capri, or Elba? It's Sicily. Mount Etna is one of the most active volcanoes in the world. Question 25. Easter Island is part of which country? Chile, Ecuador, Peru, or New Zealand? The answer is Chile. Also known as Rapa Nui, the island is famous for its enormous stone moai statues. Question 26. What is the capital of Morocco? Casablanca, Marrakesh, Rabat, or Tangier? It's Rabat. Casablanca may be larger and more famous, but Rabat is the capital. Question 27. Most of Yellowstone National Park is located in which U.S. state? Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, or Colorado? The answer is Wyoming. Small parts of the park also extend into Montana and Idaho. Question 28. What is the largest country in Africa by area? Sudan, Libya, Nigeria, or Algeria? It's Algeria. The Sahara covers more than 4/5 of its territory. Question 29. The Matterhorn lies on the border of which two countries? France and Switzerland, Switzerland and Italy, Austria and Italy, or France and Italy? The answer is Switzerland and Italy. Its Swiss and Italian sides even have different names. Question 30. In which country would you find Chichen Itza? Mexico, Guatemala, Peru, or Belize? It's Mexico. This ancient Maya city is home to the famous pyramid of El Castillo. 30 questions down. What's your score so far? 24 or more correct? You're doing brilliantly. But 20 questions are still waiting. Question 31. Which country is home to the ancient city of Petra? Egypt, Jordan, Oman, or Lebanon? The answer is Jordan. Petra's famous buildings were carved directly into rose-colored rock. Question 32. Which river flows through Paris? The Thames, the Rhine, the Loire, or the Seine? It's the Seine. The river divides Paris into its famous left bank and right bank. Question 33. Salar de Uyuni, the world's largest salt flat, is located in which country? Bolivia, Chile, Argentina, or Peru? The answer is Bolivia. After rain, its surface becomes an enormous natural mirror. Question 34. What is the capital of South Korea? Busan, Incheon, Seoul, or Daegu? It's Seoul. Nearly half of South Korea's population lives in the wider Seoul metropolitan area. Question 35. Which is the smallest of the world's 5 oceans? The Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Southern Ocean, or the Arctic Ocean? The answer is the Arctic Ocean. It is also the shallowest of the 5 oceans. Question 36. The Okavango River forms a vast inland delta in which country? Namibia, Botswana, Zambia, or South Africa? It's Botswana. Instead of reaching the ocean, much of its water disappears into the Kalahari Sands. Question 37. The Pyrenees form much of the border between which two countries? France and Spain, France and Italy, Spain and Portugal, or Italy and Switzerland? The answer is France and Spain. The tiny country of Andorra is also tucked away in these mountains. Question 38. The Great Barrier Reef lies off the coast of which country? Indonesia, South Africa, Australia, or Mexico? It's Australia. The reef stretches for more than 2,300 kilometers. Question 39. The Rio Grande forms much of the border between Mexico and which U.S. state? Arizona, California, Texas, or New Mexico? The answer is Texas. In Mexico, the same river is known as the Rio Bravo. Question 40. The island of Corsica belongs to which country? Italy, France, Spain, or Greece? It's France. Corsica lies closer to Italy, but it has been part of France since the 18th century. 40 questions complete. How many points have you collected? 32 or more correct would be an outstanding score. Only 10 questions remain. Let's finish strong. Question 41. Which sea lies between Italy and the Balkan Peninsula? The Aegean Sea, the Tyrrhenian Sea, the Adriatic Sea, or the Black Sea? The answer is the Adriatic Sea. Its opposite shores belong to Italy and several Balkan countries. Question 42. What is the capital of Peru? Lima, Cusco, Arequipa, or Quito? It's Lima. The city stands on the Pacific coast, although its historic center lies several kilometers inland. Question 43. Table Mountain overlooks which city? Durban, Cape Town, Johannesburg, or Pretoria? The answer is Cape Town. Its distinctive flat summit makes the mountain instantly recognizable. Question 44. Lake Bled, famous for the tiny island at its center, is located in which country? Slovakia, Croatia, Austria, or Slovenia? It's Slovenia. The island's picturesque church is reached by traditional wooden boats. Question 45. What is the capital of Kenya? Kampala, Kigali, Mombasa, or Nairobi? The answer is Nairobi. It is one of the few capitals with a national park right beside the city. Question 46. The Gobi Desert stretches across which two countries? Mongolia and China, China and India, Kazakhstan and Mongolia, or Russia and China? It's Mongolia and China. Despite its reputation, much of the Gobi is rocky rather than sandy. Question 47. What is the deepest lake in the world? Lake Superior, Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, or Lake Baikal? The answer is Lake Baikal. It contains around 1/5 of the world's unfrozen surface fresh water. Question 48. The Åland Islands are an autonomous region of which country? Sweden, Finland, Norway, or Denmark? It's Finland. Although part of Finland, the islands are officially Swedish-speaking. Question 49. Prague is the capital of which country? Slovakia, Austria, Czechia, or Croatia? The answer is Czechia. One final question remains. Can you finish with another correct answer? Question 50. Which city is the northernmost capital of a sovereign country? Oslo, Helsinki, Reykjavik, or Stockholm? The answer is Reykjavik. Greenland's capital, Nuuk, lies farther north, but Greenland is not a sovereign country. That was question 50. But don't go anywhere, the quiz isn't over just yet. Out of 50 geography questions, how many did you get right? If you scored 35 or more, you can officially call yourself a geography expert. If you're still watching, you've just unlocked a secret bonus question. Which is the oldest country in the world? Egypt, China, Iran, or Greece? How many did you get right today? Write your score and your answer to the bonus question in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next quiz. Stay curious and have a great day. See you in the next quiz!